So yeah, so Afsana is the one who sang Titliyan, which was quite a big hit, and this is her next song that I'm doing with Shraddha Arya. She's a big name in television. And then I just finished a song with Mannat Noor. She's actually the first singer to reach to cross 1 billion views on YouTube from India.
Okay.
Her song was Long Lachi, if you remember.
Hmm.
And that song was also later on taken and made into a Bollywood song. So yeah, so I just finished that. I had an event in Delhi. Lots happening. Looking at great work to come by me. The last year and a half has been a little, overwhelming for actors.
Yes.
But I guess things are starting to move again, and I hope there's no third wave. And then because see what happens is for us as actors, we have to be on set to sort of earn a livelihood. Because if you're a writer, you can be at home locked down and still you can write. And if you're a director, you can think, you can ponder. If you're a creator, you can do that. But as actors, we need to be on set shooting to basically do something. So we're looking at some great projects. We're looking at some OTT platforms that are coming up with new shows. One of my films is ready for a release. It's with Randeep Huda and Ileana De Cruz, and we're very excited for that one. We've seen the film, we finished it just after the first lockdown, and it's a crazy film. It's from the basically from the same team that made Mubarka, which was Anil Kapoor, Arjun Kapoor, Ileana, and Athia. So yeah, we're just waiting for that one to release.
So how has been your experience to work with Anil Kapoor, and you are going to repeat your camaraderie with the same cast, right? So how has been your
It's
experience
not
there?
so it's not the same cast. We have Ileana from Mubarka. We have Pawan Malhotra ji from Mubarka. There's me, the co-director and writer of Mubarka is actually directing this film. His name is Balwinder Singh Janjua, and so it's this, the crew and the camera people, and out of the actors only these, and Geeta ji also is there. She played Arjun's mom in Mubarka. She's playing Randeep Huda's mom in this one. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. Anil sir, for me, I think he's my favorite person to work with, because he's just a lot of fun on set, off set. Wherever I meet him, he's just so much. He's got so much energy. He's got so much positivity around him, and I absolutely love Anil sir. Yeah.
Yeah, he's full of life, full of zeal, and very inspiring. So anything,
Exactly. He's
yeah,
extremely
anything in
inspiring.
terms of anything in terms of fashion, or the way he does things, anything specific that you've learned from him?
I think the most important thing that I learned from him was that, so I had Anis Bazni had signed me for Mubarka for this particular role, and so we used to meet and everything. Then we were supposed to shoot the songs in Mumbai. I met the entire cast. We shot together. There was Neha Sharma also. Rahul Dev sir was also there. Ratna Pathak Shah ma'am was there. Pawan sir. Everybody was there. It's a big family film. So we shot for the song and everything, and then later on we were supposed to shoot in London, and I had this very important scene, which was basically my scene. And I never get starstruck as such, but I was sitting right in front of Anil sir, and I was supposed to sort of scold him because he's my dad's employee, and it's a comedy film. So I was looking at him, and as soon as Anis bhai said action, I think my energy sort of dipped, because it's Anil sir at the end of the day, and I remember him from Mr. India and all these wonderful films that he's done, and suddenly all of those flashes started coming in front of me, and I couldn't I couldn't believe that I was sitting right in front of him. And the shot went okay, and I was like, "Chal Karan, ek aur karte hain." He's a fantastic director. He's like more of a friend than like a senior person. He's got a very nice vibe, and he's by. And so I gave an okay shot. Then Anil sir was like, Karan, aaja yaar, tese baat karni hai. You're a handsome boy, and you're tall and this and that. His how Anil sir is. He's very like this. So he's like, aaja tese baat karni. Kya hua teko? Bata kya hua? I said, nothing sir. He's like, nervous hai. I was like, नहीं नहीं सर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. He's like, अरे यार मतलब 10 साल से काम कर रहा है, 9 साल से काम कर रहा है. You can't be nervous. We should be nervous of you. I was like, नहीं यार. So he's like, देख यार करण देख ये इस फिल्म में ना टोटल 33-34 सीन्स हैं और उसमें से तेरे 6-7 सीन है, उसमें से ये तेरा सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट सीन है, ठीक है? फिल्म में मैं तेरा एम्प्लॉय हूँ, रियल लाइफ में मैं अनिल कपूर हूँ, बट फिल्म में मैं तेरा एम्प्लॉय हूँ, या तो तू अब उस सीन में मेरे को खा जाके अच्छी तरह से मेरी बजा, शो मी दैट यू आर माई बॉस, यही तो फिर यार ये सीन मैं ले जाऊंगा, यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? आई वाज लाइक हाँ सर आई अंडरस्टैंड. Then he put his hand around my my shoulder. He's like, come on son, give us a great shot. Then we went back, and then I gave one of the best shots, but it was something, even Pawan sir was there at that time. So I think being our senior, and so senior, and such such heights these people have reached in their but they were kind enough to sort of take me in and give me a chance. And Anis bhai was okay with the shot, but then it was Anil sir who said ki nahi Karan, you have to give one more shot, and this time you show me who's the boss. And then I went and gave a shot, but I really felt nice. And after that, no matter who I've worked with, no matter what the person is, he taught me that when you're on screen, you have to forget everything, and you have to give the most perfect shot that's possible. So I think this is one thing that I will always remember and respect Anil sir for.
So how many retakes for that shot?
So it wasn't a retake issue, it was an energy issue. I mean, Anis bhai was okay for that shot, but the fact that the shot was okay, and the fact that he went took me outside, spoke to me, became like a pal, sort of made me comfortable, took me back and told Anis bhai that one more shot this boy will give. The shots were only, again, because we worked so much, we don't give too many shots. But the fact that we, because Anil sir said that, he will give a better shot, my better shot was taken, and that came in the film.
Okay. So I'll come to more of it later in the later part of the conversation. My next
Yes.
question may sound cliche to you, Karan, but from audience perspective, please tell me something about the time just before when you got into acting, and what actually propelled you to get into the field of entertainment. Tell me about those days.
There was absolutely no inclination for me to get into this line. I was in Punjab. I had my own call center at that time in Jalandhar. I was working with doctors in the US. I was taking care of their back office processes, because it's better quality than in India. And out of a sudden, I came for Mr. India in 2008, and that's when Facebook had just come up. So what happened that time was I sort of somehow, through a friend, a common friend on Facebook, happened to come across Ekta Kapoor's Facebook page, and I sent her a request, and she saw some of my pictures that had been clicked during the portfolio of Mr. India, and she said that she's looking for somebody who looks like me with the intensity of my eyes for the next show that was coming up. And I didn't actually believe. I thought it's a scam. Why would Ekta Kapoor, out of all the people, one of the biggest producers of television, first of all, why would she take out time for this? There are casting agents, and my friends had told me in Bombay that we've given 2,000 auditions, 3,000 auditions every day. We are giving six, seven auditions. We've been here for 2 years. But then it was actually not a scam. It was actually somebody from Ekta ma'am's office who called me. And things just changed for me overnight. I remember landing in Mumbai on Thursday, and Monday morning I was shooting for my new show, which came on Imagine TV at that time, and that became an overnight sensation. It was a youth show, became extremely popular, and that's pretty much it. And I tried to go back to my to my businesses after that, but it just didn't happen. Something or the other would keep calling me back, and then I stopped resisting after a year or two, and I've been here since then.
So, now in addition to television serials, we have a lot more when it comes to entertainment. So now the
Yes.
dynamics of entertainment industry are changing very fast. And post-COVID time, people are actually now hooked to OTT platform. OTT has taken a big leap, as you know, and outshined, big screen and television too. So how do you see this evolution, and what kind of potential you see for yourself?
See, I think yes. You said it very rightly that OTT has outshined even the big screen and the small screen, as we said. But the transition had started happening 4 5 years ago. And so I'm so there was a time when you would release a film and then you would put it on say a digital platform, or you would give out the satellite rights. That happened for my last film, which was 1921. We released it with Reliance, and then we gave out the the satellite rights to Z, and then Amazon Prime picked up the film, and then it's there. After that, I shot for a film with Alankrita Srivastav. She's the lady who directed Lipstick Under My Burqa, which was a critically acclaimed film. So I did a film with the Bhumi Pednekar, Kunkana Sen Sharma, Kubra Seth, Vikrant Messi, about the underbelly of Greater Noida, Delhi. And that was one film that won awards at the Busan Film Festival in South Korea as well. And that film actually did not release on it did not get a theatrical release, but Netflix picked it up and it released on Netflix, and it did really really well. And so I've done two shows for Alt Balaji as well. One is directed by Ken Ghosh. It's called It Happened in Calcutta, which was 2020's biggest show for Balaji. And I also did a series called Dil Hi To Hai, which is also on Alt Balaji. But at the same time, what I'm doing is I'm also not saying no to television, because see, at the end of the day, these are my roots. Yes, because of OTT, a lot of eyeballs have shifted towards OTT, and the television is now getting the kind of content that we used to fight for. We wanted to create different content and give it on to TV, because we are the people who made Gumrah, which came on Channel V. We are the people who made The Serial, which was sort of a show which was they said it's ahead of its time, and we had the constant struggle of TRPs. And so now we can cater to our audiences, cater to audiences who want to watch the kind of stuff that we want to make. Nevertheless, there was a time when there was radio, and then there was a time when there was television. Television came, Doordarshan was there, then satellite television came, and then satellite radio came in. So there are throughout history, you will see that newer and newer mediums keep coming in. But that doesn't mean कि जो पहचान होती है एक मीडियम की, दूरदर्शन आज भी वहीं पर है, टेलीविजन आज भी वहीं पर है, OTT ने अपनी पहचान बना ली है, and we are very grateful as actors because OTT has opened up so many new avenues for us, avenues for actors who were otherwise struggling to get jobs in the film industry, and were getting jobs on the TV industry which they did not feel satisfied with. So hence, yes, a lot has opened up, a lot of careers have begun, and a lot of careers have been revived. So the more the platforms, the better for actors, and obviously at the end of the day, the consumer is the king. It depends on you. Whatever your mood feels like, you can go to an OTT platform, or you can go watch a film online, or you can watch TV. It's totally up to you.
Absolutely, I agree. So, out of these mediums, like you are doing music albums, also television and web shows, which medium is
Yes.
the most challenging and enjoyable at the same time for you?
See, challenging when it comes to physical, hard work. I think television still is the most challenging and the most, gruesome sort of a platform, because you have to understand that we have to give you half an hour of content every day. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There are certain shows that are going on for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you have to understand that you make a movie which is a 2.5 hour movie, and we are making content which is 4 hours a week. So there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of sleepless nights and extra hours, and everything has to be done perfectly. And because see, at the end of the day, the audience does not know that you haven't slept in 3 days. You still have to give your best shot. So I think the challenge, and a lot of respect for television actors, a lot of respect for television directors, producers, creatives, story tellers, screenplay writers, because they have to churn out content and there's a pressure of TRPs.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
According
So
to
yes, the most,
according to
sorry,
TRP
what?
rating, they might even have to change the plot also sometime, or add some new twist and turn into the episode, into
Exactly,
the entire
exactly. So that's what I'm
storyline.
saying. So you can't really plan television, because see, at the end of the day, see how. So for example, if we have a OTT film that we are making, or a film. Now we know that there are three locations in the film. What we do is we finish off one location first, then we go to the other location, then we do an outdoor, say in London. You can't do that on television, because
True,
you just don't have the time.
true.
You have to, by 7:30 in the evening, the telecast has to be sent.
Hmm.
You know,
So
so
I can recall that once you had stated also that television does not provide that much of scope of creative contentment. So how do you hold to your opinion now? Do you still stick to your viewpoint?
of course I do. See, what happens is that television, you see, we are not catering to a certain sort of an audience. You have to understand that television is a opposite medium. You are serving a content at a given time every day, right? And OTT is, if I so for example, if I do a thriller,
Hmm.
now on OTT, people know that this is a thriller, a love story, a thriller love story, or a supernatural love story. Whoever likes watching that, whoever is in the mood of watching that, they will come anytime and watch it,
Hmm.
right? But on television, 7:30 आप भी देख रहे हो, कोई बंदा जो बरेली में बैठा है वो भी देख रहा है, और कोई महाराष्ट्र में बैठा है वो भी देख रहा है, कोई तमिलनाडु में बैठा है वो भी देख रहे हैं. अब आपको इन सबको लेके चलना है साथ में. यू हैव टू मेक कंटेंट विच इज, अब किसी को नहीं पसंद आ रहा यार आपका ये ट्रैक, तो अब क्या करोगे? So it is way more challenging. So OTTs are genre specific. You feel like watching a thriller. अभी जैसे मेरा आज रात को मूड है यार, आज मैं चाइनीज खाऊंगा, यू अंडरस्टैंड, तो मैं चाइनीज ऑर्डर करूंगा, चाइनीज आ जाएगा. लेकिन अगर मैं बुफे में जा रहा हूँ 7:30 PM, मेरे को यही मिलने वाला है. तो कुछ लोगों को पसंद आएगा, कुछ लोगों को नहीं पसंद आएगा, उस हिसाब से टीआरपी ऊपर नीचे होंगी. तो आप सोचो कि शेफ के लिए कितना मुश्किल है, एक ऐसा कुजीन तैयार करना जो कि हम प्रेजेंट करें और जो सबको पसंद भी आए. So yes, so many things are restricted that we cannot do because we are fearful कि यार TRPs गिरेंगी, because this is what happens. But when we do an OTT show, we know that this is what we are making, and we stick to that, and we are true to the genre.
So in future, how much would we see you on television or web shows or music videos? The percentage wise, tell me, how much can we expect Karan
See,
Kundrra on TV or web shows?
I don't really plan things in such a way. Right now, I just finished a TV show almost a month ago, and for me, music videos is a lot of fun. I get to travel. I enjoy shooting. And it's music, and this dance, this all of that. So I don't know. So it all depends. I'm actually already in talks with us. As I said, thankfully, fortunately, things are opening up. एंड न्यू कंटेंट, अभी तक जो कंटेंट आप देख रहे हैं वो सारा पहले शूट हो चुका है, पहले प्लान हो चुका है. न्यू प्लानिंग्स नहीं हो रही थी बिकॉज एवरीबडी वाज फेयरफुल दैट देयर इज गोना बी अ थर्ड वेव एंड शूटिंग्स फिर बंद होंगी. नाउ थिंग्स आर ओपनिंग अप एंड फिंगर्स आर क्रॉस्ड कि कुछ हो जाए. सो आई एम इन टॉक्स विद अ कपल ऑफ वेरी गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स. Actually, I want to do something very different now, something challenging, something that gives me the kind of satisfaction that I'm looking for. So it all depends. For me, it's almost always a vibe. Sometimes I do 10 meetings and I'm like, abhi bhi meko samajh mein nahi aa raha, sir. I'm sorry, I don't think I will be able to do it. And sometimes one meeting and I'm like, I'm in. So it all depends. I haven't planned really. I'm always looking at the content and not the platform. I'm always actually looking for the content, and platform is not my thing to be worried about. It's about the people it's about the makers.
Karan, one area I think is still untapped, untouched by you, if I'm not wrong, in my with my information or in my
Sorry?
observation. You are from Jalandhar, you said. You're a hardcore Punjabi. So you never thought of acting in a Punjabi movie as a lead role rather than, going for Bollywood movies and doing a kind of a meaningful yet a cameo role there?
Oh no, I've done 3 Punjabi movies and I've also
Okay.
co-produced Punjabi movies. Yes,
Okay.
and all 3 of them were hits. We were in
So
fact
when was the last time when you did a Punjabi movie?
This was 2012 and 13. So we started making our Punjabi movies in 2011. That was almost 10 years ago. So we
Yeah,
were
I
pretty
mean,
much in the, we were
I
pretty
think
much when the, so
Punjabi movie segment has also changed a lot. It has actually
yes,
evolved.
and I think it had to do a lot with the efforts that the producers that we worked with that did that. There was a time in the late 90s and early 2000s when Punjabi movie industry had completely vanished,
Hmm.
and Jimmy Shergill came. He did a couple of movies. Then these some producers, directors, they said, okay, why not do this? And we were in the first batch of films, and that is when then the singers started coming in. So I think I'm pretty proud of the fact that we were not a major part, but we did a little bit of we gave in a little bit to revive the industry in the early
Hmm.
periods when the Punjabi industry became big. What also happens is, see, if I talk about 1921, which was my film opposite Zareen Khan, and directed by Bhatt Saab, that movie was released in 35 or 3700 screens with 5500 shows every day. Now, when you compare that with the Punjabi film, the markets are not that huge.
Hmm.
The maximum that a Punjabi film, like I think Poda has released, and I think they've done a great job, and they've released in about 330 screens.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. My numbers are not specific. But what happens is that a product is only as good as the amount of people that see the product.
Hmm.
So at that given time, when my films were releasing 2012 and 13, I realized that because see what happens is, Barkha, it takes a lot of time and effort to pre-produce a film, to shoot a film, then post-produce it, and then
True.
dub for it, and then promote it, and then release it. And if you are the lead of the film, this takes away 8 to 9 months of your year. Now, at that given point, the reach was not as fantastic as probably even television today. So
Hmm.
this was a conscious call that I had taken at that moment. I said, listen, I'm not very big here, and I'm going to limit myself in the Punjabi industry.
Hmm.
So that was a conscious call that I took. I'm very much in touch with everybody in the Punjabi industry, and when the time is right, we will definitely come back and do a full-fledged action love story, and we hope that it works.
Maybe a good comedy. I really look forward to watch Karan Kundrra in a Punjabi movie soon. The way I have seen
And
just now,
if if
I saw Shada, and I thoroughly, I don't know if you have seen it or not. You must
I,
watch it.
I
Diljit Dosanjh's movie Shada, and it's truly hilarious and it's done exceptionally
yes,
well in
yes.
international market also. So look
In
forward to
fact,
see you.
we were the people who took away from the comedy, because
Yeah.
every film that was coming in television that time was a comedy, and we when we did Pure Punjabi, we wanted to make a film and not just a comedy. And that's when we created a story of four boys who want to achieve their own dreams. So there was I forgot, I'm very bad with names. So so it was about these four college going students, and one wants to become an actor, a singer, one wants to become a writer. They wanted to follow their dreams, and they had this entire pressure from their parents and the society. So we had done some very meaningful sort of cinema back then, which
Hmm.
also did really well. We wanted to sort of shy away a little from the comedies that were going on, wanted to make a change, and that's what we always aimed at doing. We never want to run with the flow. We want to sort of disrupt things, and I hope we get to do that again.
I saw a couple of your interviews also before I spoke to you. We are talking for the first time. So after seeing your different
Yes.
interviews, I could sense that you're a person of, kaleidoscopic moods. And most of the time, I could see a very jovial and fun-loving side of your personality too. So please tell me more about yourself as a personality, as a persona, because the readers of High on Persona would like to know more a bit about that too.
I think I'm a proper typical Punjabi boy who's you can call me a little flamboyant. I love living life happily. I enjoy being in the moment. I do not believe in something that I haven't seen, which is future. For me, my family is the most important thing, in my life, and I've deduced that family is the only thing that stays with you, and of course your childhood friends. So I think I'm a pretty chill person that way. I like to enjoy myself. I like to make people happy. I surround myself with happy people who, have a great vibe. I party the way a normal person should. I laugh the way a normal person should. I work extremely hard, and I have dreams, and I'm also very ambitious. But I do not think that I will create a space where I'm engulfed with my ambition and engulfed by the rat race, and I sort of get into a negative zone. So I think I'm pretty sorted that way. Everybody has their own journey, and so do I. So I want, I always believe it that it's the journey and never the destination. Because when you run a race, it's how much you enjoy while you're running, and not the last 1 second when you cross the winning line. But everybody for me is a winner. So I've seen a lot of things going up and down in my industry, and I'm quite glad that I'm very balanced that way.
Mm. Especially in pandemic time, your whatever you are saying holds a lot of relevance and meaningfulness. So, how your perspective towards life has changed during after in the pandemic time?
I think it's had a major shift in how we look at things. Uh, I've grown extremely close to my family, because see, my parents are mostly in Punjab. My rest of my sisters are usually in the US or Canada. There was a time when I would see them once a year, or probably once in 2 years. And now it's the other way around. I make sure that there are 2 months in a year, with between 6 to 7 months, that I go, and we try to get together wherever we are at one spot. My sisters, my parents, my brother-in-law, his parents, my nephews, everybody. The importance of a reality check which a family can give you, because see, when you're in Bombay, Mumbai, I'm sorry, and you are surrounded with people from the industry, you're always going to be talking about the industry, and this release, that release, this achievement, that achievement. It becomes a bubble that you live in, and most of the times this bubble is quite far from reality, and it's a lot of pressure. But what happens is, when you go back to your family, you're not the star or the ultra achiever or anybody. You are the youngest son, and you are treated likewise. You will be asked to make tea for your sisters. You will be asked to make the bed. You will be asked to take the nephew to the school. And you're like, so that's a reality check that you get. A lot of depressive times have come in. A lot has happened, we all know. But I'm actually very glad that I became very close to my family, and I now have an idea or a sense of what is actually important in life. The meaning of success for a lot of people is achieving. But what about your happiness? What about your 360 degree growth? What about your evolution, your mind? It's very important to go away from this pressure bubble, and spend some time with real people who actually feel actually wish well for you.
Mm. So now in this time of crisis or otherwise also, what's your definition of luxury? What is, how do you, and especially in today's time, how important leading a luxurious life remains for you?
I think you'll have to repeat that because you were breaking up.
Okay, I wanted to know from you, Karan, what is the definition of luxury for you? And especially now in the time of the pandemic, I mean, do you still believe in leading a luxurious life over a life of contentment or, being happy with the current state of things and like,
See, to be honest, having a content life has got nothing to do with having a luxurious life as well. You have to strike a balance. I'm a
yeah.
Punjabi. I like my luxuries. I like my bling. I like my cars. I like my travel. It's something that you cannot fight away from it. You work harder, and you lead a better life.
Hmm.
अभी जब pandemic चल रहा था, हम travel भी नहीं कर पा रहे थे. I love traveling. And we were remembering the times where you could just book tickets and just get to the airport, get into the lounge, reach a new place, Egypt, Bali, wherever the hell we want to go. For me, that is also luxury. Being a master of my own life, and then we couldn't travel. Um, uh, Luxury is something that you cannot access. You cannot start um, defining your success or your livelihood with the car that you drive. Yes, I love expensive cars, and not because they're expensive and I want to show them off. It's because I have a passion for cars. So I want to be happy with certain cars, and I'm not going to fight with myself and say no, this is not right. If I have it, if I've worked hard for it, I will go and achieve it. But at the same time, is it my source of happiness? I don't think so. My source of happiness is the simple food that my mom creates with her own hands, and my dad helps, and I cut vegetables for it. That is contentment for me. Yeah, I mean, I can cook my own food and have simple dal chawal, that my mom has made, or idli sambar that she makes, and then get into my Bentley and go for shoot. So I think I'm pretty sorted that way. My dad had told me a very simple thing when I was really young. He said deserve and desire. Never curb your desires, but as long as you deserve it, go for it.
True. So, Karan, where do you love to travel to? Which are the destinations or the locations you have recently visited post lockdown?
Sorry, I still couldn't hear you. You're
Where
breaking up.
okay, I'll repeat. So, which are the destinations you visited after the lockdown phase was over or prior to lockdown phase?
Prior to lockdown was Egypt, which is a magical place. But after lockdown, in the middle of the lockdown, actually, I went to the States to be with my family, and I think everybody was free because lockdown. You have to. One second, sorry. So everybody, am I back? Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, yeah.
So everybody was free, and we had most of the time together because nobody had work, nobody was allowed to work. So I think that was great. I was in New York for a bit. It was a different New York altogether because there was no rush. It was all empty.
Hmm. Okay.
Sorry, I'm
No, no,
very
that's
sorry.
okay. No
Huh.
worries. Yeah.
So it was a different sort of a place, and I also did travel to Dubai for a shoot. I went to Mangalore for a wedding of my friend. I have been actually, and then I went back to the States again in December. So I was in Miami for a bit with my nephews and their friends. So I think for me, traveling to a new location is always more exciting than going to a place that I've already been to. I like to explore, and I like to observe cultures, and as an actor you must actually observe cultures and see how they react so that you can also incorporate those things in your craft. So yeah, I would prefer to go to new places.
And what about Mumbai? Please tell us five places where the places you like to frequent to eat out.
The most, Mumbai actually is not as great as Delhi, to be honest, when it comes to food.
You're a
So
foodie. Yeah, I saw it in one of
I'm
your
an
interviews. Yeah.
I'm an absolute foodie. So as I said, Mumbai, the only place that I frequent a lot is the Soho House. So I work out there and I socialize there, and most of my meetings also happen over there. It's a fab place to be at. There are some roadside places. There are some hole in the wall restaurants like Bade Mian, which I really enjoy. It's a long drive because it's in the other end of the town. And they have the most amazing kebabs and actually, so it all depends. There's a place called Yazoo, which is Pan Asian, which is my most favorite place because it's nearby as well. And I'm mostly, whenever I want comfort food or I'm in the mood of having something spicy, I always end up there. And it's comparatively safer as well.
Okay. Chalo. Thank you so much, Karan. It was really lovely talking to you. Although I have left with some more questions, but I'm going to send it to your PR so that she can send them back to me, and then we will incorporate those answers in our story. And we
Sure,
might even plan a special
absolutely.
segment, a special travel, editorial with you. And I'll let Kasvi know about that too. If you are also willing to take part, we might come to
Definitely,
Mumbai.
because
Yeah.
past months I have traveled so much in India, and I've discovered such nice, beautiful places which are gems in India. You know, these waterfalls, these rivers in Maharashtra, in Himachal, they're fantastic places.